morning, everybody. How you doing today? Let's see if we can maybe refresh that. How's the audio?
I can hear you. You
Sound okay?
you're a bit distant, but I can hear you.
I can move it closer if needed. Let's get this set up before people get in here. Let me move it closer. Wonder if I can zoom in a bit. Seems a little far. Oh well. Give me a second here. Nope, nope, too far, too far. Hey guys, enjoy the view. While I get the audio sorted here. All right. See if we can get that a little better. There we go. There we go. Just like that. All right. How's the audio today? Is it better? Can you hear me better? Did I look goofy enough for you?
Yeah, it should be good.
All right. Well, there's only you in here, so. Although I have 3 likes, which is weird. Never mind top chat. I want all chat, live chat, period. Done. Okay. Looks like we have 4 viewers. How's everybody Saturday doing? You having fun today? Got any super plans? How was your Canada Day? Did you have fun? Did you get out and do anything? How about you, Blashy?
Oh yeah, I'm just enjoying the nice weather here in Calgary.
One thing there's no short of this year is nice weather. Except for in Ontario, apparently. In Ontario, they're getting a lot of rain or something. I don't know. My son went camping and it was raining, and then he got his tent rained in, and yeah, it was something. I'm noticing I put the laptop on the wrong side because it should be on this side. So this way, when I look at the laptop, I'm still semi looking towards the camera. Let's see if we can fix that real fast, like, without destroying everything.
I'm not sure if you can hear myself on the live. Let me test it.
Well, I just moved you closer to the camera, so you might start coming through. Cheers. I should have made a fresh coffee. This one's almost empty. That was a bad idea. So what's everybody doing? Other than coming to listen to an old man squawk and chew. Well, actually, I'm not going to squawk and chew really that much. I am going to give some ideas, and all based off of. I still haven't figured out my laptop. It's lagging, like really bad. If I try and live stream from it, I did a test this week, and it was really, really bad. A lot of drop frames, and it was just really nasty. So I have to do it by the phone until I figure this one out. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but work in progress, people. Work in progress. You know, is what it is. Say la vie. So, Mr. Carney, he's had a rough week, man. Canada's had a rough week, I tell you, man. Holy mac. Oh my goodness. For a super negotiator, I think he's beginning to realize that, as this great negotiator that he is, he didn't have public scrutiny. As much as he has been a public servant, he didn't have public scrutiny. Now you're a politician, you actually have to be accountable for every syllable you make, not just. Oh, did I drop everybody? What happened there? It was a big drop. Anyway, um, I think he's discovering every syllable he makes is now being scrutinized, and it's not going well for him because now he has to be accountable for all that, and being accountable when it's in a closed door meeting, it means nothing because it's a closed door. But when you're a public official, like a politician, and especially a prime minister, yeah, you just make all of us look bad. You really do. And this is why, there are career politicians. I don't know if I like the idea of a career politician, but I like the idea of a career politician that understands that they have to be accountable for everything. This one, oh man. But he inspired me. Of course they are. Although they're not agreeing with a lot of things he's saying these days. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Ronald. Oh yeah, I always got a hat. This whole cowboy hat thing is new to me. I'm actually beginning to like it. I always wanted to be a cowboy hat kind of person, but I was too young, didn't suit the profile that a cowboy hat should be on. And connect. Are you still there, Black Sheep?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
It did pause for a bit, but now I think it's going again.
Yeah. I think it has to do with my Starlink because it doesn't have perfect clear view of the sky, and that might be the problem. Um, I do want to, and I was talking with the owner about putting a platform up at the roof line to get the dish up higher. I just don't want to make any modifications while he's away, and attach anything to the building while he's not here. Um, but yeah, that's something we're gonna work on here. I apologize, guys. This is all a work in progress type thing, and then maybe I'll be able to live stream directly from the laptop, which would be so much easier and better. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. The audio might be a little messed up, which means I'll have to get more equipment. Da da da. Where was I now? Oh, Mr. Carney, and the say he's doing a great job. Yeah. Then why are if the liberals think he's doing such a great job, why are they attacking Rachel Gilmore for calling him out? And Rachel Gilmore is the liberal spokesperson in the media. Well, sorry, I say that I say she's the liberal spokesperson, but she's the anti-conservative spokesperson is actually what she is. Former media personality. She lost her job because she was too anti-conservative, but yeah, but she's even calling him out these days. So I don't know. But I really don't want to bash on him, because there's something that we all got to remember. Um, whether we like it or not, whether we voted for him or not, it doesn't matter. That's all irrelevant at this point. He is our prime minister, which means in a democracy, he is a representative of us. And this is where the problems lie. Is as a representative of us, he's making us look real bad. Like, I mean, real bad. Like as if we are kindergarten kids playing in the sandbox. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was something about she ended up getting sued because she called him that, and I can't say that. Not liking that. Uh oh, not good. Oh, there we go. No, that'll be all. That'll be behind closed doors. We won't find out what actually happened there. Yeah, the courts will keep that closed. So anyway, as I was saying, he may not be the prime minister we want, we like, we voted for, all that jazz, but that's irrelevant. He's still our representative, and currently he's representing us really badly. He's making us look like kindergarten children in the sandbox, and we deserve better than that. But this is what we have, and we need to figure out how to get him on the right track. And Lord Axworthy, he is so right. You really need to stop bootlicking. You're this great negotiator, but you're bootlicking in public. And again, as a representative of all Canadians, Canadians don't bootlick. I don't know how many Canadians you've met that actually do this, but we don't do this. We are more the elbows up kind of people. We're the polite elbows up kind of people. But yeah, you're making a mockery of what it is, what it means to be Canadian, and it's embarrassing, and it's very frustrating to watch. Um, so I thought it important that we start to have a conversation about something he did say, and as I said, he's not used to every syllable being scrutinized. And while he did say something on Sunday night, was it Sunday night or Monday morning? I can't remember now. It might have been Monday morning. Yeah, I think it was Monday morning. He was in Parliament. Anyway, he was in the halls of Parliament, and he got waylaid by reporters, and they asked him about why he canceled the DST. um, and he said something that really rung with me, and it should have rung with all Canadians, and more people should have picked up on this one, but I don't think anybody did. He said that it made no sense to collect taxes to give a remittance. It just made no sense to do that. So that's why we canceled the DST. You could work for the federal government. You can be an advisor to the federal government of Canada, financial advisor to our prime minister for over 5 years, and not understand how taxes work, how the tax structure works in Canada. It doesn't make any sense to me. You see, every single Canadian and every single business files taxes and gets a tax return. Well, maybe not businesses, because they just write off things. But Canadians file taxes and get a remittance. We pay GST on everything and get a remittance. We paid the carbon tax. The whole premise of the carbon tax is about remittance. We all pay the carbon tax and we get remittance. What a remittance means is the government pays you back money you've paid into it. So to say that it makes no sense that we collect the taxes and then do a remittance, you know what? I agree with him. I think he's right. It makes no sense. But if you're going to do it for the American corporations, then do it for Canadians too. Cut all the income tax. There's no reason in 2025 that the government of Canada cannot make enough money to sustain its level of spending through a consumption tax rather than through income tax. Income, you talk about you want to make this the strongest economy in the world. And we look around the world right now and all the economies are all up in the air and they're all struggling, and you know, Canada's entering a recession, and although I think we've been in a recession for quite a while now, we've just been playing with the numbers, so not to say the actual facts. But you know, you talk about the global economy being under strain and it's really struggling right now, and you watch what Donald Trump's doing. He's restructuring the way the American government makes money and giving that break to the taxpayer in the form of no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on retirees. He's slowly reforming the way the tax structure or the income structure for the government works. And he's collecting tax revenue for the government from external sources, which is a smart way to do business. If you're a country, why are you penalizing your own people for being prosperous? You want to penalize your competition to your country. So if they want to do business with your great country and your great economy, then you charge them for the monies. You make them pay for everything. And it's smart. And in 2025, there is absolutely no reason whatsoever that we couldn't move away from an income tax structure. Income tax is the most detrimental tax that you can have to prevent prosperity. It is. How many of you have heard people say, I can't put in another hour this week because I'll go up into a tax bracket? How many of you have said it yourself? I can't. When your boss says, hey man, I need you to come in for a couple hours, and you go, sorry man, can't do it. I can't go up in that tax bracket. We all did it. We all did it. We all do it. We all did it. The tax system is so detrimental to productivity. If you want to make a strong and vibrant working economy, well, then incentivize people to work. Incentivize people to get out there and make money. And the best way to do that is stop taxing them on how much they make. Allow them to go make whatever they want. There's no reason to collect taxes on that. Now, if you want to collect taxes off of what's happening in the country, fine. But do it on a consumption. And I've been talking about this now I've been actively talking about it since January, but I've actually been talking about this and thinking this one through for a very long time, for years now. I don't agree with the way tax structure is set up. Now, it was originally set up in such a way so that we could compensate for Canada going bankrupt in World War II. This was a way for the Canadian citizens to help the country do their part. But, Mark Carney, he doesn't even, make money from working. His money makes money. Well, why doesn't the federal government's money make money? I mean, we all say it's taxpayer money, but we don't use it for taxpayer benefit. You gave us a 1% tax cut. 1%. And that doesn't even kick in until next year, the 1%. Right now, we get $30 a month. Ooh, I could buy 2 loaves of bread. It's so dumb. It really is. I do believe that if we switched over to a system like this where we didn't have to pay for 0.5 for this year, yeah. No, I think it's $30 this year, and next year it's like $70 per person. Now they talk about per family pricing so that they could double their numbers. Stop BSing us. We're quite capable of figuring out, well, if it's per family, 2 income, it's half that amount. Why do you need to lie to us? Stop it. Oh my God, it drives me nuts. Be forthright with Canadians, and Canadians will respect that a lot more. Even if it's bad news, I have more respect for someone that'll give me bad news, tell me something I don't want to hear, than I do for somebody blowing smoke up my butt. I absolutely hate it, because as soon as you find out the smoke's being blown up your butt, you lose all respect for that person. And it's like, why would you do this to somebody? Just stop it. Be honest with people. Be respectful of each other. It's, you want respect from Canadians. Well, Canadians aren't going to respect you if you don't turn around and respect them back. It's just not the way we do things. Respect is earned. And if you're disrespectful to us, you're never going to earn it. And dude, you're supposed to represent us. Like, oh my gosh. What was it? Everyone says the European Union is backing off from Carney's carbon tax, industrial carbon tax thing, and they're abandoning him. Well, they're not really abandoning him. It's just this whole climate economy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. Keeps timing out. I'll definitely be finding another spot. I just thought it would be nice to do it on my front porch while I was here. So I thought this would be a good idea, but I guess it's not a good idea. You can jump in any.
Must be a better signal at that little biodome thing.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think it's because the dish doesn't have a complete clear view of the sky. The bottom half of it is obstructed from the apple tree behind the camera and from the roof line right here. I think it's causing me problems. So when it switches satellites, yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of torn on this whole idea that, like, Mark Carney, if you're this great negotiator and, you want to make Canada the strongest economy in the world, well, the only way you're going to do that is stop worrying about Trump and start giving Canadians the opportunity to actually go out and innovate and produce and work and give us a reason to want to go make money. If you continue penalizing Canadians for making money, Canadians are going to be blasé about doing it. Like, there's so many people out there that actually despise doing any type of overtime because they, they don't want to pay more taxes. Even though, most times you'll end up coming home with more money than you would have if you didn't do the overtime. But because you're going to take 50% of the overtime money, why do it? Right? Like, this is where people's mentality is towards it. Is, but if you take away that hindrance for Canadians to actually work and, you know, have no qualms in going to work and working overtime and all that, if there is no tax rate and you go to work for $20 an hour and you bring home $20 an hour, your boss says to you after 44 hours, hey man, can you put in a couple hours this weekend? You're going to be like, yeah, $20 an hour. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's put in some more hours. Why not? You're not even thinking about the taxes at that point because there are none. But right now they say, hey, you want to come in for a couple hours on the weekend? Your immediate thought is taxes. No, I don't know if I want to pay $10 in taxes and only make $10 an hour. You're asking them to make a pay cut. Like, you want to make Canada the greatest economy? Restructure it. Shake up the system. Just like Trump is doing in the US, shaking up the financial system and the economy in the US, Canada should be doing it too. Take the idea of creating an incentive here in Canada for Canadians to make money and for businesses to come to Canada to make money, incentivize them to do this. And it's very simple on how you can do your consumption tax. You can put it in the banks. You withdraw $100, you pay your 10% tax. You pay $10 to pull $100 out of the bank in taxes. It's called a consumption tax. So if you pull $100 out of the bank, you pay, I'm just saying 10%, whatever. The bank's going to charge you $10 in taxes. Now you have $100. You can go do whatever you want with it. Nobody has to worry about, accountants and all that jazz, because who's got the best accountants? Banks and businesses. Individual Canadians, you know how much tax dollars they lose out on because they don't understand the tax system? Because we're not accountants. But yeah, you've got this tax system that's so convoluted and so confusing that Canadians just lose out on tax write-offs or tax remittance. All these tax benefits that Canadians could take advantage of, unless you're an accountant, you don't know any of them. You don't know a quarter of them. And if you go to H&R Block, that guy just learned how to do taxes 3 weeks earlier, or girl, whatever. It's unfair to the Canadians. It penalizes Canadians for not having an accountant. It penalizes Canadians for working overtime. The whole tax structure right now is just so detrimental to growing this economy, or allowing, not so much growing, just allowing the economy to explode and do what it needs to do to generate revenue for this country. And I think that would be so much better for Canada. So much better for Canadians. And so much better for the federal government as well, because the federal that frees you from obligation to Canadians. Well, you still have obligation to Canadians because, well, it's Canadians that put you in power. But you don't have these necessary incentives like the GST remittance. You won't have to do that. You don't have to worry about coming up with, well, yeah, you can still come up with dental cares and pharmacares and all that. But you don't have to worry about creating systems like your childcare program, where you need to do this so that you can create more tax revenue. That's the whole purpose behind the child care program, is so that you can, hi, little chipper, little chipmunk there. The whole purpose behind the tax or the child care thing is so that you can collect more income tax. It's just a revenue generating system. Um, you're, again, remittance. You're taking income tax dollars, taking a chunk of it and giving it back to a program that no one can access. Go ask someone that's just had a child if they can find daycare for it at $10 a day. You can't get a spot. There aren't enough spots. But yet there's daycares that are begging to put more spots in. It's so detrimental to their own wants and needs. It's the tax structure in Canada, and it makes no sense, because if you free Canadians to make money, this country will become so prosperous. The government of Canada will become so prosperous. We will be the envy of the world. We would outdo the Americans, like you say you want the Canadian economy to do. We can do it, but you need to unleash us. And as long as you keep that leash around our necks, you keep having to find ways to scrape together $2 billion here, $1 billion there, but I need to spend $500 billion. Well, where are you going to get the $500 billion? You're going to indebt my grandchildren. Canada Sam is going to pay for that. But he's not only going to pay for that, he's going to pay for all the other leashes you got around his neck. You can make $500 billion so much faster if you stop hindering Canadians. Canadians need to be freed. Our economy needs to be freed to do what it needs to do. We can work on the environment. We could afford to work on environment. We could afford to, start innovating and all these other things that we want to do. Create new dental programs and new social programs around Canada. We could do these things because Canadians will be busting their butt to make money. How many Canadians are out there going, well, I'd like to take on a second job, but I can't take on a second job. I need to take on a second job because I need to pay more. My bills are going too high, but I can't afford to take on a second job because then my taxes will be messed up next year. And then how do I balance between life? And you don't have that problem. Canadians, just go make what you want to make. Go make what you need to make. And you don't have to worry about the government, their hands stuck up in your pocket, going, gimme, 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 walking around with that hand stuck in your pocket. But they don't have the amount of taxes Canadians pay. We don't have one hand in our pocket. We have every pocket has a government hand in it, because just in case we find a nickel on the ground, they need to get their cut. It is so beyond ridiculous. We have taken a goodwill program that Canadians agreed to, and we've turned it into a detrimental program for all of Canada. And it's so wrong. It's time to get with the modern era. There is absolutely no reason that we need an income tax in Canada. So Mark Carney, when you say you are sick, it makes no sense to collect taxes to do a remittance, then stop doing it to Canadians. You stop doing it to American corporations. Why can't you do it to Canadians? Stop it. Anyway, I've been babbling nonstop now for 40 minutes, and nobody's commenting. This is actually amazing. Okay. Well, that's to be expected. I'm really not well known anymore. Um, huh. Oh, wow. You got anything to say, Black Sheep?
I don't think my voice comes up in the in
I,
the video. That's why I'm just texting in the chat.
I can repeat after you. This is no big deal. Or summarize what you say. Oh, my
Well,
neighbor's
yeah, I
back.
mean, well, the tax system is just ridiculous. Every they try to tax you on absolutely everything. Like you can't escape it. Like you know, in every single industry, every single way of life, they want to tax you. So
Yeah, it's
there needs to be a change for sure.
Canadians are paying. Black Sheep says that every angle we go at things is we're taxed, and Canadians are taxed like at least 50% of their income. Whether it's through your GST, your PST, your income tax, all these other taxes. It's just, it's so beyond ridiculous. And it's unnecessary in today's economy or today's world. Sorry, not today's economy. We could have today's economy mean something for productivity in Canada. Every time they come out with a new program, it's how do we make money? It's not about, you know, how do we improve the lives of Canadians? They try and how do we make money by seeming like we're doing something for Canadians? And it's wrong. It's so wrong. It's abusive to the people that give you the power to actually be there. Um, and it's it needs to stop. Canadians really need a break. Yeah. Well, there's only one answer by taxing Canadians. That's the only answer. The only way they generate money. There's, why can't Canadian? He talks about investing in Canadian future. Well, okay, then stop collecting taxes from us and take the money and invest. Invest in Canada. Invest in generating revenue for the government. Stop collecting the taxes from Canadians and invest. You're this great banker, world banker, where you know how to negotiate fantastic deals, even though we're not going to get a deal here in Canada. Um, it's it's beyond ridiculous. We we need to give Canadians the breaks that we need, um, and it's evident across this country that Canadians need the break. We can't afford
Well,
life in Canada. Sorry, go ahead.
who who voted for all these I didn't vote to pay for these refugees. I didn't pay for I didn't vote for all my money to go to other countries.
No, but if you're a former government official or party official, um, you want to maintain a career, well, then you start an NGO in some third world country where there's no accountability and you don't have to pay taxes. And the federal government here in Canada will send you some money so they don't have to answer to it. Well, if you want to do that, that's fine, whatever. Brookfield, yeah. No, he didn't do well. He's actually quite despised in England um, over his positions and his wants to stay part of the EU, anti-Brexit, all that jazz. He did not do well. He's not somebody people actually are quite happy with over there. Um, But we'll just go with the narrative that, he's this great world banker and he knows how to invest to make money, and he's this former CEO of major corporations, whatever. It's go with the narrative. Let's use the narrative to try and make it so that people actually yeah, they didn't vote for Carney. I know all the political channels are all going on about, oh, the liberals are all upset because he's not elbows up. That's not what the liberals are upset. That's not why they voted for Carney. It wasn't about elbows up. They probably thought that was as stupid as the rest of us did. They voted for Carney because it wasn't Polyev. That's the only reason. Um, they didn't vote for his policies. They didn't vote for, well, I mean, his policies were Polyev's policies, so obviously they didn't vote for his policies. They just purely voted for him because he wasn't Polyev. That's so dumb. I don't know. But he is our prime minister, whether we like it or not. It doesn't matter. It is a reality, and he is our representative. He represents us, which means everything he does is a reflection of us. So, if his reflection of us is, it makes no sense to collect taxes to do a remittance, then that's the reality. Uh-oh. They voted for him to deal with Trump. Not really. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so, but it didn't matter who was voted in. They had to deal with Trump. They just didn't want Polyev to do it. And that's what they voted for. And then you have Trump saying, oh, yeah, I'd rather have a liberal because I can walk all over a liberal and it'll do my base even better to be walking all over a liberal rather than a conservative. That I explained that one last week. Um, it's there's more to anti-Polyev than there was to um, oh, what game are you playing? Good morning, Brett. Just about wrapping up here. Maybe another 10 minutes or so. I do have to run to the washroom pretty bad right now. I'm doing a dance of joy right now. It's all the coffee. It's doing its job. Besides, this was all about taxes. I'm not sure how much you talk about taxes or that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Where was I? Was I? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. The liberal voters that voted for Carney was just anti. Yeah, didn't Goldman Sachs go under during the financial crisis back in 2008? The prime mortgage thing, isn't that one of the things that Goldman Sachs went under for? Oh man, I really need to run to the washroom. Oh man, this actually.
You want to end it?
Yeah, I think I got to pretty soon here. Oh, damn coffee. Yeah, all right, guys. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, we're all human, and it kind of sucks that I had to do this, but yeah. And sorry, Brett, you just got here. But anyway, I thank you all for joining me. And as always, welcome to the French. Oh God.